Welcome back, brother. You got to quit being a slave. And in this video, I will explain to you exactly how to do so. Because we're all slaves to a certain level. And don't worry, I'm not going to bash your 9-to-5 job. That's not at all what this video is about. We are all, up until a certain point, slaves to our behavior, to our habits. And I will make this more clear to you by the hand of a book that I'm currently reading. Discipline is Destiny by Ryan Holiday, a Stoic of the current day and age, how should you say it? The guy who writes about Stoicism right now, instead of most big Stoics that we know from like 1,000 years ago. He actually writes about Stoicism and how to apply this nowadays. And boy, Stoicism is very, very interesting, especially nowadays, because there's so much temptations. And what's very interesting, what Mr. Holiday writes in his book, what a certain addiction specialist told him about, is the question, how can we be free if we have lost the freedom to abstain? Right? So how can we be free if we are not able to pull out of a certain behavior anymore? And this behavior might be smoking weed, binge eating, binge watching a certain type of content, porn, anything. And well, I used to smoke weed every single day for close to 10 years. And I was able myself to eventually turn this around, to change my whole identity, to find out for myself the person I actually want to become, and actually do become the person, up until the moment right now where I'm being an athlete. I work out every single day. I recently ran my first marathon. I got myself into combat sports, into the regular gym, to work on my physique and my strength. And I was able to move myself outside my home country of the Netherlands, living right now in the beautiful Medellin, Colombia, and literally living the life of my dreams, the life I wrote down for myself like 2 years ago. That's exactly what I'm doing right now. And part of this is to quit being a slave. And I am by no means a master in this skill. I still struggle with certain behaviors that are really tempting to indulge in. For example, I wouldn't say struggle, but what is challenging me right now is, for example, sex. I have meeting multiple girls since I got here in Medellin. Recently I've met one very nice little girl, and we kind of agreed to exclusivity, right? So we said we won't go out with other people. And what I found out, if I don't see this girl for 3 days, it's very, very tempting to go and hook up with another girl, right? And what's very interesting, what Ryan Holiday says in his book, it's oftentimes, or at least sometimes, not even the behavior itself what's worse, but I would say that it's oftentimes not the behavior itself that's so bad. For example, I wouldn't say sex is bad, to want to have sex every 2 or 3 days, or maybe even every single day. I wouldn't particularly say that sex itself is bad, but what's bad is the dependency. So you're actually dependent on this kind of behavior, or you feel the urge to smoke weed, like I had for close to 10 years, that I was the whole day at work, I was like, okay, I want to smoke a joint right now. Or maybe you have this with food, where you think of food the whole day and you think, okay, after work I gotta head out to McDonald's drive-thru and get some food in my mouth. And obviously these are way worse. Weed smoking and eating McDonald's every single day, I would say, are way worse than having sex every day. But still, the biggest problem is actually your dependency, and the fact that you are so eager to indulge in this behavior, which doesn't allow you to actually go after the things you want, right? For example, if you want to go to the gym and you want to lose weight, the binge eating makes that you are not going to lose that weight, right? And let's see what Ryan has to say about this more. I highlighted some quotes in the book. And this is a very interesting one, because if you struggle with this, there's actually a skill or a trick to make it easier for you. And that's to think about the fact that you're not only saving yourself from the life that you actually want, but you're also, how would you say, you're also betraying others. For example, if you are a componist, you create music, and let's say that you have some kind of addictive behavior. For example, you smoke weed for 2 years and you don't write any music. Bro, you fuck us all up. We all miss out on some beautiful, on some beautiful music that you could have written, right? So it's not only about you, it's about your family as well. You could be a big athlete. You could, if you just keep away from this behavior, the binge eating, the smoking weed every day, you could become an athlete. You could provide for your whole family. And now you're not, right? So think about it. It's not only about yourself, it's actually about the people around you as well. And obviously you can still change this, because the fact that you chose to indulge in this behavior back then doesn't have anything to do with the fact that you're still choosing it right now. And it's very interesting to ask yourself, what if I got to choose again whether I want to indulge in this behavior or not? For example, if alcohol was invented right now and people got the choice, so are we going to serve this in every bar on every corner of the street? We probably wouldn't, because alcohol would probably be number one on the opium list and would be very, very much prohibited, just like cocaine, because of the horrible side effects it gives to people by drinking and driving, by aggression, by destroying families because of overuse of alcohol. And this is the same for you. If you are going to fucking McDonald's every day instead of going to the gym, and you ask yourself, well, now that I know that I've been going to McDonald's for all these years, I got myself a fat belly, would I choose again to do the same, or would I maybe start going into the gym a few years ago? And if you have the answer to that question, you can still change that behavior today. And the fact or the trick, how you're going to do this, how you are actually going to quit being a slave, is by the art of self-mastery. And this is a thing that multiple people have been studying their whole lives, and multiple people still struggle with till this day. Even Ryan Holiday says that he still struggles with this, and me myself, obviously, I still do so as well. But like I said in the beginning, we are all slaves until a certain point. For example, at the moment, I have no troubles with binge eating. I have no troubles with indulging in unlimited, horrible entertainment. I have no problems at all with going to the gym every single day. And this could be the same for you. And what I would recommend you to start learning the art of self-mastery is to change your vision on self-mastery itself. So what you want to do is go back to the basics. The first thing why you cannot master yourself is because you make so many promises to yourself. You are going to do this, you're going to do this, this and this. End of the day, you didn't do anything at all and you feel like shit. And that's what I would used to do as well. I said, I'm going to work out, I'm going to meditate, I'm going to take cold showers, I'm going to run in the morning, I'm going to do gratitude journaling and all these amazing habits. And after a week or two, I just fell off and I didn't do any of them anymore. What I started to do is get back to the basics. So I said, I'm going to just make my bed every single day. I make sure once I leave the house, my house is clean and neat. My shoes are in place, all the dishes are done. And once you start with these small habits and these small promises to yourself and you actually keep them, this is how you build confidence, and this is actually how you build self-mastery, to eventually be able to also master yourself in bigger things. For example, Mr. Eisenhower, Dwight Eisenhower, the man who got the United States and all their allies to the Second World War, he used to smoke for close to 40 years, and only once he was 85 he said to himself, well, I don't want to smoke anymore. And this was such a strong man with such strong self-mastery that he was literally able to, like this, cold turkey, stop smoking from 3 to 4 packages of cigarettes a day. He just, from one day up until the other, he quit smoking and never touched a cigarette anymore. And this is obviously the level of self-mastery that you want as well. And you gotta just start small. So stop making so many promises to yourself. Start by making one. Every single day when I wake up, I'm going to make the bed. Do this for a week. And once you do this successful for a week, you can add another one. You're going to do the dishes every time before you leave the house. You make sure all dishes are done. And once you start building these habits and you start mastering yourself, you will be able to get this into bigger and bigger parts of your life, and actually be able to finally also get rid of the big habits that are keeping you, that are holding you back to actually achieve the things that you want. For example, the binge watching, the binge eating, the smoking weed every single day. And to actually go after the life that you want for yourself, that you always dreamed of when you was a little kid. So I hope this makes sense to you. I hope you get the takeaway from this video is that you got to start small by making small promises to yourself, keeping them, and then making bigger promises to yourself and keeping them as well. This is how you build self-mastery, and this is what's eventually going to help you to also let go of bigger, more important bad behavior, and to actually get rid of the dependency of certain behavior and actually be able to go after the things you want. Because when you are indulged in binge eating, you cannot get the physique you always dreamed of. So you need to get rid of this awful habit of going to McDonald's every fucking day. You need to get your ass into the gym, and then you will eventually be physically in shape, just like you always wanted to. Make sure you get yourself a subscription on the channel, and in that way we will see each other tomorrow in the next video. Cheers.